Second to find this video. I have a pretty good topic today. I'm going to talk a little bit about consciousness, what is consciousness, and the human body as well as the astral. So give me a second to find this and share it out. It's perfect timing to do a feed like this. I was kind of up all night. I was having crazy astral experiences, paranormal type experiences, so that's exactly why I'm going to go into this topic today. I see a lot of other people are awake right now or not sleeping good, and whenever we have events like a supermoon or things like that, you know, it can kind of affect our sleep state. So give me one sec. I'm just sharing this and waiting for some people to find me. I want to talk a little bit about consciousness. What is it? You know, there's different ways to look at this stuff. It's all about perception, and that's exactly what consciousness is. It is, you know, your level of experience or your level of perception. But I tend to view it from my own perspective too, and I'm always just sharing my perspective. And, you know, the amazing thing about the spiritual is it's vast. We might think we know everything, but we definitely don't. It's just so vast, this entire topic of consciousness. I look at consciousness like an energy. This is what got me on my spiritual path. There is this energy that is around us and within us, you know, this Akashic field of energy, and that is such a part of consciousness. I look at it like we're containers, like energy containers. And, you know, we all are holding consciousness. So as we're going through this spiritual path, we're taking in more and more of that consciousness, more of that source energy, that life force energy. You know, consciousness is aware and having its own experience, you know, through us and throughout everything that exists. Hang on, my phone's dying. Everything that exists. But this is a conscious, aware energy, you know, that makes up everyone and everything. So the body has become a prison. This is a lot of what they talk about in Masonic stuff. A lot of the Masons, I think I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, they might worship like the Temple of Solomon type of stuff. And what he was into was creating a prison out of the body where demons would come in and out of people and they could enslave them and try to make them do their bidding. To let them go. I think that's basically what they're into. So at some point, our human body has become a prison. This is what we're trying to liberate from on so many levels, that, you know, through doing the wrong things with our body, instead of expanding our consciousness, we can limit our consciousness, limit the amount of consciousness we're holding in our body, and we can enslave ourselves. We're meant to be traveling around, because this brings me to my topic of astral travel. And, you know, when we're eating GMO food, when we're at a low frequency, when we have our third eye closed, you're not probably going to have the same type of spiritual experiences, and it will imprison you into the material, because that's all you'll be able to perceive. So your third eye is a gateway. It's the gateway that which you're going to travel through, whether it's interdimensional travel, astral travel, any type of, you know, spiritual experiences are going to occur through that gateway. It's very important that we have our upper chakras on point and that all of our chakras are open and aligned to be, you know, doing these type of experiences. So on whatever level, we see humanity has become trapped, enslaved, because we're not able to leave the body. Consciousness was never designed to be imprisoned in the body. We're meant to be able to leave, to journey, to go other places, to dream, to voyage, right? And we see that basically what happens is when we eat the wrong foods and are full of vaccines and garbage, consciousness becomes imprisoned in the body and is unable to explore and kind of be in its truest form. So we see a lot of that kind of stuff happening where our bodies have enslaved us because we're not able to leave. We're not able to go to other dimensions. We're not able to go anywhere other than the material plane. There are many realms of existence, you know, in the physical, in the tangible, and there's many other realms in the subconscious. A lot of the things that are occurring when you sleep, your experiences are brought to you by your subconscious. Your entire reality is also a projection of that subconscious. It is an area that we have a hard time accessing here, though. I found that even with adept abilities, there are some barriers that we face being in the human form. We're not meant to know everything. We're meant to be having this experience and to be in it. And we see a lot of people get lost in this experience because, you know, you guys are probably remembering your dreams better, I'm assuming, with these energies occurring. occurring, that maybe you're remembering more of them, having strange sleep occurrences, not sleeping, and things like that that are coming, you know, with us purging out our subconscious. And I know for a fact we all share this experience. We share one consciousness, and I know everyone's still in this state of separateness, but we are all one. We share one subconscious, and it might not feel like that while we're here in this experience, but anything negative that is occurring to you is also occurring to the whole at any given moment. So we had to realize that we're very interconnected to even be venturing into the topic of the subconscious or consciousness. So when you go to sleep, you are in a world that is completely of your subconscious. So, you know, you'll notice it's not much different than here. You'll have these weird dreams where you're having the same weird struggles you might face here, like stressed out about money or, you know, something going to occur or whatever it is. It's no different here. We're just, you know, making it much more real with our perceptions, our judgments, how we've been programmed to see the things occurring around us. Good morning. So, in order to astral travel, we need to have our third eye clear. You can see that there has been a war on consciousness occurring, that if you look at the things that are, you know, that have become our laws and ways of life and religions and things like that, you can see the theme that there's been this war on consciousness. And, you know, these are systems needed to evolve. People look at it like the elite and all of this stuff. It's more, we're in this training simulation. We're meant to be evolving and growing. And, you know, we saw that if people were those caveman experience to go to this body type, we would have jumped really far in the evolution of humanity really fast. If you look back at that point, that's what's about to occur now, that our physical vessel is changing. It's being upgraded. As these energies are coming in, and we're in a hell of a gateway right now. We're in the Lion's Gate portal. It is open. It will continue to intensify until the 8th. We have the next 11 days, a lot of crazy astrological shifts occurring. We have a super moon that you will feel the vibrations of this moon if you're not yet already. And it's the first of 3 new super moons in a row. So we have a lot of crazy energies coming in that are affecting your consciousness, hopefully in expanding it. I was looking at a post this morning in an astral travel group, and they were like, how do you astral travel? And the admin was getting really upset and was like, stop telling people to take drugs. There is a difference between a psychedelic trip where you're hallucinating and actual to travel and leave the body. While some of these drugs may induce out-of-body type experiences, it would be very rare. That would be something different. Now, these are consciousness expansion tools. If anyone has ever had a psychedelic trip, a mushroom trip, or DMT type of trip, that would be in the psychedelic category. There is some debate as to, are these expanding our consciousness, these tools that people can use? I would say definitely yes. You see a lot of those people from 20 years ago where they took a lot of acid, and I wish I was at that point, that self-actualized point, right? You can just tell it did crazy things. They don't come back the same. However, if you're trying to have an astral body or an out-of-body experience, meditation and using your third eye as a gateway is going to be the best way to do it. Setting your intention before you go to sleep. Now, I'm going to kind of be all over the place this video, and I guess that's okay. When I was a kid, I was having a lot more dream recall, astral out-of-body experiences. Some of you guys might have had crazy spiritual experiences as a kid. You might have been more tuned into some of your abilities as a kid because you're at a purer state. So when I was, starting to come into my abilities, I had probably clearer abilities then that I'm trying to get back to, right? So sometimes when you're a kid, you have astral out-of-body experiences, and the reason why is because these systems begin to close our third eye and shut us down at our heart chakra point, and kind of indoctrinating us into this separateness, and it closes off our spiritual abilities. These are spiritual abilities that we're going to be tuning into once again. We're learning that we need to be careful with our thoughts, because we have abilities like telekinesis that are coming online, and whether people realize it or not, some people are going to be more tuned into those programs than others. So it's really important. The start of the spiritual begins with your third eye. A lot of the times, people are like, oh, my third eye's open. I have people that are not understanding we have a lot more work to do. This is why we have the videos everywhere and healers everywhere and missions assembling everywhere. We really have a lot more work to do spiritually in terms of, you know, learning to control our abilities and learning how to tune into these things. So I know that there are people that are, you know, coming online and growing into these things, but we do have more to practice, and everything's going to come down to that third eye. That's why you see such a war on it. Now they have vitamin K shots for children that will clot areas of the brain. They're getting professional, right? And they rolled out the different types of vaccines. They're getting real professional. And so we see vitamin K shots and things like that for children that will clot areas of the brain. We see vaccines. We see the GMO food, fluoride, just in general, a lot of things like television that are programming us in every type of way. It's going to take some conscious level of awareness to wake up and realize that we need to detox. Detoxing is a huge component of this. I'm not saying that you're not capable of having a spiritual awakening, because I definitely did. But detoxing will help you clear your body out of all the garbage, allowing it to function as high as possible. And like I said, our bodies can become a prison simply by not detoxing, becoming full of toxins and things like that. And we can tell that this is a system-wide problem. We see a lot of people getting cancer, which would be impossible if we weren't full of toxins. Your liver would naturally kill off any type of cancer cells. So we see that, you know, you can look around globally and see what is occurring. We can't have so many people sick in one place that make up a whole of consciousness without it affecting every person here. And that's a lot of what we're coming back into with this conscious awareness, the interconnectedness of everything. I can't be experiencing my lessons and be not having it affecting you wherever you are. We're just kind of, you know, beings that are making up this whole of consciousness. Good morning. So we have a huge emphasis on this energy. Maybe tonight, not so much with the moon structures, but some of you guys might not be sleeping. Some of you guys might be having crazy dream experiences. Just as we're purging in this dimension, the energies are coming into the planet and they're purging us out. We're purifying. Next level, as long as, you know, we're doing this inner work, this energy can have a big impact on you. But people are mistaken. If you guys think these energies are going to do anything for you, if you're not doing the spiritual work, they're just a mirror to show you what you need to work on. So I had a couple comments hitting one of our groups saying, I almost got a divorce going through Mercury retrograde, but I'm great now, and they're laughing about it. Probably not. If something came up for you during this retrograde, this is something you're going to need to close and release by the next eclipse cycle. So I know we're like in our little, you know, enter Leo honeymoon phase right now. It's very important that you guys are paying attention to what lies underneath. Everything always seems love and light around here. Sometimes things aren't. Pay attention to the things that are coming up for you now. We have an intense month astrologically too, so this is an amazing time to be tuning into the other realms. When we go into this Lionsgate portal, which is now, we're in it, and continue to hit its peak, you know, the veil is gone. You can access the other realms so much easier. Your angels, your guides, your galactic assistants. We see a huge presence of not only ships globally, but we see a huge influx of messages coming in through the healers, the shamans, the channelers, the people that are connected galactically. We see there's a lot coming to the surface right now. I love it. Oh, I'm sending lots of love too. There's a lot coming to the surface right now. Things that have been hidden for a long time are now coming out into the open and being revealed. Even the things people are freaking out and coming to my inbox, like asking questions about 5G and other negative things that are occurring. Even the negative is part of this divine plan to raise up human consciousness. We have a lot of lessons going on here with people at different levels, okay? We have, like, I could be in, like, advanced level ascension courses, and we could have someone else that is in, like, baby level, has been asleep and will be this whole life and the whole next cycle, going on side by side. So it's really important that we remember that people are at different levels of consciousness too. That while we're all one, we're getting our lessons on the best we can handle it. So as you guys can remember, some of your more negative lessons might have helped you bloom into the person you are today, and they're part of the process and needed. So I know a lot of people think that we're gonna, like, go to this new earth and it's just going to be perfect in heaven and everything, but we have so many lessons occurring on the same place that it's important you understand that you're going to go within and create your own new earth right here, your own universe. You've always had one. Through shifting your vibration, you can change everything about everything you're attracting and creating and drawing to you, and that's really where the lesson lies. All right, we're noticing that while the dimensions are changing and merging into each other, so is the astral into this one. Some of you guys might be having like more profound dream experiences, ones you can remember. You know, the universe is always communicating with you, and sometimes the most that you will ever learn is through your experiences and your dreams and the things that you're shown and the synchronicities. And we tend to go about, you know, with the material, and it's so in the most mundane ways. But it's really important to remember that everything you're seeing is just for you. Yes, everything you're seeing, whether it's my video or like a sign in the store, just for you, created by your subconscious. So, you know, it's important that we learn how to communicate with our subconscious. I've been practicing a lot of subconscious reprogramming. It's what I'm into in my free time. And so your subconscious is always sending you messages, whether it's number codes, dreams, people, experiences, what you need to learn and grow. Let's see. So we have a huge emphasis on, if you want to astral travel, you might want to detox your third eye. People are like, how do you astral travel? Detox your third eye. You can do it naturally. Just as when you meditate, it puts you in this weightless experience, and it's supposed to let you feel how you are that consciousness only. A lot of accessing and expanding our consciousness is letting go of our ego identity. These are the things that block us. And a lot of people go into the spiritual and don't realize you're just kind of going through ego programming again, and you're going to have to continue to learn and lose things. A lot of the things we need to lose is that identity that you were given by your parents, your schools, the people around you, the version that they believe you to be on so many levels. A lot of that is transcending that and becoming just this consciousness. And realizing that's all that we are underneath all of this. And there's a lot of people that are only seeing the material and not realizing that that is never meant to be tangible. And a lot of people are going to be getting some hard lessons. We see a lot of people are leaving this experience. And that is to put people on these spiritual paths. People are refusing to wake up, refusing to change. And we see a lot of people suddenly are going to continue to leave this experience. If you've ever had a lesson in death or anything, are going to get one, it is to teach you that you never leave. A lot of people will have relationships carry on after the fact, where they have dream experiences of loved ones coming to them. Maybe they can feel their energy. It could just be like feathers and butterflies sent to you and little signs. And that is to show us that we are this conscious energy that never dies. We just change to another form, or really become our life body form once again. So sometimes the things that are blocking us are we have too much garbage in our body to be experiencing and perceiving the spiritual in the same way. This is about raising up your frequency. For me, food is really important too. Everyone knows I recommend more plant-based meals, and I get a lot of resistance with that. Well, you're just going to be vibrating differently. It's about becoming as light as you can possible, detoxing more, drinking more water, getting a lot of sleep. If you're really tired, you're not going to have the same dream experience or the same astral experience. So a lot of people are stressed out and overtired and don't sleep good. It's really important to understand if you're having sleeping problems, then you're having real life problems that you're not facing, and it is your subconscious trying to, is on overload, trying to deal with this stuff. So the best way to astral travel would be to try it during the middle of the day or when you're well rested. The moon has a serious effect on water. We're made of water. And this is a super moon, and we have a lot of astrological anomalies that are occurring with this ascension. So this moon will be extra close to the earth. It's going to shake things up too. We'll probably see a lot of seismic activity. We did have a CME that came towards the earth yesterday that'll hit probably right about with the new moon. I just look at it like we have a lot of galactic waves of energy coming in, source energy, fifth dimensional frequencies. And if people have not done this inner work and you're getting blasted, this planet's getting blasted with fifth dimensional frequency energies, it can bring up a lot of anxiety, depression, make people sick, give people cancer, things like that. So it's really important that you guys are doing what you're being guided to. In terms of inner work during this time, I always have concerns because I have a hard time handling some of these shifts. And so I have concerns about the people that are choosing not to do the inner work during this time. I love it. A lot of times when you've had people die around you, or even anyone, it's an indication that you're a medium and it was meant to help you to have a connection in the other realm. I know we have a lot of ancestors and guides, but sometimes we don't remember them when we're in this experience. So sometimes when you have loved someone tangible and they die, it is to teach us that that love stays alive, and that's all that stays alive between souls. I know we think that when someone dies that they're going to be worried about something in the material or whatever it is. No, everything fades away with the ego. If you've ever had astral or out-of-body experiences, you understand that an astral is more like a light body experience, and an out-of-body experience to me is more like your pure consciousness in that form, that you can transcend the astral as well and just kind of in an out-of-body type of way. So it is to teach us that love is all that remains in these experiences. The judgments, the fear, the worries, they fade away. A lot of times people can't remember how they died in the other realm. So people will be asking them questions and these souls won't realize they're dead. I don't know if people have ever had experiences like that, but it is very common. So we think that everyone is going to have the same recollection or the things that they would be hung up on that we would be in Earth School, but it isn't like that. A lot of times, you know, we're trying to get back to our consciousness group too. A lot of you guys are starseeds and maybe felt out of place going through this place. What's a starseed? I just look at it like someone connected up galactically, right? Someone galactically, you could be, you know, just from another place experiencing Earth, or you could be on a mission here. I'm sure there's different types of reasons that have brought souls to Earth to learn in whatever level. So a lot of the times when you are a starseed, you have different abilities. You are connected through your third eye galactically. You're vibrating on much higher frequencies naturally. You're probably vibrating above the collective a lot of the time, kind of on your own frequency, unplugged, or on galactic type frequencies. A lot of times these are really gifted souls that come here that are starseeds or identify with that label. So a lot of times, you know, these starseeds needed these experiences that would connect with them with the other realms. I was trying to explain to someone yesterday that it's kind of like once you wake up and you do this inner work, you really are living between worlds, where you're able to go in two worlds at once, where you're in the higher dimensions hopefully and you're anchored into those dimensions, but you're able to go into, you know, the material as well. And it can be like you're between worlds. So a lot of our journey has been to connect us to the other realm as well. So to kind of put our abilities online, yes, you wouldn't believe how many people have had near-death experiences that I talk to. That's what I'm going to use this group for too. And you wouldn't believe how many people maybe either died and came back or just had near-death experiences. How about traumas? It doesn't matter if you didn't die. We had enough traumas that are, you know, releasing DMT into the third eye. There's also a strong correlation between our heart chakra and DMT and things like that. So we look at these experiences as, oh my God, they're so negative. They do not feel good to go through. We've had some experiences that do not feel good for us to experience. But it's out of our pain and our deeper experiences that we experience this spiritual, you know, expansion on every level. And so there's only lessons learned here, and it's through these harder lessons that we're getting this experience. And really this is just fine-tuning us as a channel, as the vessel that we're in, and opening us up more to allow us to, you know, hold more of this conscious energy that we call consciousness. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up probably. My next video, I'm trying to figure out how I can do it without Facebook cutting it off and destroying my video, which I look at like an art, right? I'm making good art. It is art to me. I'm making videos. So my next topic for sure is going to be, again, aliens. I want to talk about the interdimensional. We'll do that in this space, about aliens, as long as Facebook doesn't cut it off. Aliens and the interdimensional, and I want to talk about different forms of them and different ways that people experience them and go into UFOs and things like that, because we're seeing a lot of spaceships, and I'm the one who's like always looking looking at science news. I like to stay up to date with what they're doing with DNA. They did make a woolly mammoth out of an elephant last week, so I just like to be watching everything, right? So not only do I like to watch what they're doing with DNA, I was watching for like a month now how many crafts or lights in the skies are hitting the mainstream news. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on the mainstream news with what they're reporting, and I'm seeing they're having the same kind of algorithm issues where their videos are getting removed after they report on this stuff, right? So they are spaceships hitting mainstream news more and more, especially since we're in what they call alien season or crop circle season, and we're seeing more of the interdimensional. I'm seeing crop circles all over my feed now, and they're beautiful and amazing. And I put on this video because I am someone who downloads and channels certain ability, and I put on this video on YouTube, and I'm watching the crop circle video, and because we're always saying we need them decoded, right? We need these decoded. What do they mean? And I'm watching this video, and it was so amazing because I was like downloading the whole transmission on one of these crop circles and what it meant, and it was really amazing. So you get a lot of those same kind of messages. And, you know, then I saw a meme this morning where they're joking about it. You know what would be worse? If there were no aliens to come clean this mess up. That would be the scary thing. Everyone's scared of aliens. You know what would be terrifying? If the aliens were not here to help assist in us raising up human consciousness. So people they have been sold on this fear of extraterrestrials, what they want, what their intent is, how they want to destroy the planet and come conquer it. They already did that. We had negative extraterrestrials that already did that. Look around. And so, you know, we have an interest in us evolving and raising up in human consciousness and becoming more loving people, because people are not always nice. You can look at people as being hostile around here, blowing up countries, killing each other, and they weren't always very nice. So, you know, we do have a presence here that is helping us and assisting us with raising up human consciousness. A lot of what is being done is being done from afar on energetic levels on this planet. Links. I meditate. That Jake was like, when are you coming live? And I'm like, I've been in the bathtub like an hour. I like to sit around and download. I don't have links. I'm not watching YouTube videos generally with my free time. I did see a video. This is why I don't watch videos. I watched the cartoon on the Anunnaki from Sumeria, and then, you know what I was thinking, like 2 minutes in, I'm like, these people can't read these tablets. And they're making up these whole elaborate stories, and some of it is truth mixed in here. So I have learned how to meditate and transcend being here. If you guys have ever been zoning off or trancing off and you've been somewhere else, like, you know how people are like driving and you're on autopilot and you're in your mind and you're somewhere else, we can use our third eye to access any information on anything that we want. We have this Akashic energy as well as this conscious energy all around us. If you have questions, I tell people, yes, you should probably go to Google, but you should be also putting out, you know, your questions to the universe, because it will deliver you downloads. I'm also someone who this morning was asking for more downloads because I need them to help do my mission via my videos. I need downloads to be able to put on video, right? And so I'm someone who has a lot of information that's coming to me. My problem is I have a hard time weeding it out, and I'm kind of all over the place. I know normal people would probably make notes and write it down and get organized. So, you know, we have this information that's flowing to us, especially with these portholes open. I've been spending a lot of time alone. People think I'm like a bitch this week coming to my inbox, some of them, and I'm just like, I don't have time. And, you know, people have to understand that I do these videos, and it isn't my job to fix people and to heal everyone, despite what people might think about that. So I have my own lessons going on here, and I'm spending more time alone this week. I'm finding going through these energy shifts, because it's an amazing time that, you know, you can tune in, you can download right now. There's so much, you know, there's encoded photons of light hitting this planet, and I look at them like God particles that contain all of the information of everything ever. So we have to really learn how to tune into these abilities. Number one, like I said, detox your third eye. Number two, meditate more. I don't just sit there and meditate, though. You can be in a meditative space doing other things. Maybe just chilling alone. That's my favorite way to do that, right? To download, chilling alone. The best time to be downloading is when you're most well rested or meditating. So a lot of times you guys will like, oh, I need to meditate after work and I'm exhausted before bed. The best time to be trying to download or tune in or meditate would be like for me in the morning when I'm well rested and recharged like this. That's why I do my videos then too. I have a hard time because a lot of the world is sleeping right now, and I need to do my videos when I'm in a certain flow of energy in the morning. So for sure, make more time in the morning. The best way to tune in too is when you're in between states of consciousness. When you go to sleep and you wake up, you are actually going between worlds. And, you know, they talk about this in Egyptian culture too, you know, with the pillars, states of consciousness. So, you know, you have the sleeping state and the waking state. Everyone just jumps out of bed when their alarm clock goes off and rushes to work, or, you know, begins their workday and starts running around. For me, I need a couple hours after I wake up and to process my night before, because I'm trying to remember and tune into the dream state. I'm trying to process things. I'm meditating. I'm downloading for my videos, and then I go start my day. Try to set aside time when you first wake up to meditate. And, you know, you don't always have to meditate to get the answers to your questions. If you have a question, you will see the answer, whether it's an article on Facebook or a post or my video or someone randomly at the grocery store saying something to you. The universe will send you the answer to that, especially questions about ourselves. So I always say you can set an intention before meditating. You can set an intention before you go to sleep. And those are two of the most powerful ways to retrieve information. Most of everything I know about consciousness has come from the sleep state, or, you know, different altered states of consciousness. So, set aside spiritual practices, even, you know, chilling in the bathtub. That's the best time to download. You're by yourself. So when we have all this chatter around us, we're usually around people. You guys have kids, you're at work. We're always around people. We're not in our natural state. We're absorbing the frequencies around us. It's really important that we're vibrating on our own frequency to be retrieving this data too. So if they keep everyone, you know, at these low frequencies, we're going to be cut off from consciousness. We're not going to be able to access ourselves on so many levels. So we see a lot of that occurring. And, you know, it's okay. This stuff's going to come back slowly. You know, I know people won't see this, but I do these videos, and despite it being hard for me because I'm kind of a private person and I had to push outside my comfort zone, sharing myself with people and kind of opening my soul up, and I'm learning how to do this. But, you know, these abilities are going to come back online as you can handle it. We're talking about this quantum leap in evolution. It's a gradual process. I've been awake several years doing this work, as a lot of people have been, so we're kind of doing this at our own pace. And it's not going to happen overnight. So it's not just like an awakening. We're going through this awakening that's going to take more time. We're coming online. You know, we're kind of shaking off the amnesia and the haze. And if everything was to come back to us instantaneously, it would blow our fuses. We would short circuit on so many levels. So, you know, we're expanding our consciousness as fast as we can handle it on our own individual path. And this is where the whole planet's at. Whether people are consciously aware of this or not, this is their future and where they're headed being here. And people will be like, no, that's your experience. No, thank you. I'm over here, you know, in Prison Planet doing what I do. But no, this is where consciousness has taken us. So you have abilities that are coming more online. So people are watching videos, they want telekinesis, they want these abilities. You need to stay pure of heart. You're going to need to stay pure of heart. There's a danger in people misusing these abilities. It's happened many times in past places, right? So we don't just get our abilities back overnight. For me, the start of getting my abilities back would be to get off pharmaceuticals. If you are on any type of pharmaceuticals, alcohol, substances, things like that, chemicals you're putting in your body, those will cut you off from consciousness. They will cut you off from your higher self, your connection with source. That's why we see a lot of people go on substances and get very depressed very fast. So we need to get rid of the things that are cutting us off from consciousness too. So we don't get these abilities overnight. We're being tested. We're being given them gradually. Everything is a test around here at Source School. You're being tested in your ability to handle things as well. But it's very important that we're staying pure of heart and that we're staying service to others. Everyone should have, after the struggles that everyone's been through on this planet, a desire to see what is best for everyone, because that's what's best for us on every level. So these abilities are coming online. You know, it takes practice too. I love it. It's okay. When we're on autopilot, your subconscious takes over. That's the problem around here. A lot of people are on autopilot that are asleep, right? And what happens? Your subconscious takes over because your conscious mind isn't telling it what to do. Your subconscious needs you to be giving it orders and telling it what to do. That's why it's really important of what we're putting in our mind at this time. So when we let our subconscious take over, make sure that you have reprogrammed yourself, otherwise things tend to create on their own things we don't want. So your subconscious is like a small child that we are reprogramming and healing and talking through it. Anyone that has serious ego issues, just look at it like a programming issue. All right, so we have a good space for dreaming and meditating. We have this porthole, Lionsgate porthole that is open. It will create a vortex point, moving us through time and space to new timelines. Hopefully people are starting to understand reality isn't what we've been led to believe. It's crazy. And we have a lot happening on this planet at this time, but it is all meant to lead you back to yourself. My next video is kind of funny because you're asking, well, how do you get this information? You go within, right? And that's what I'm going to say for the extraterrestrial contact video where I'm going to do next in this space, that you go within too. And I've already known that because this is how you manifest. What do? To manifest, you set an intention. We're creating everything in our universe. So if you set an intention that you want to know something or want more knowledge or, want extraterrestrial experiences or anything, law of attraction is real. Whatever we're setting an intention for will occur. All right, I got to get off here, though, because I got to do my real job. I'd rather just stay in dream school all day, but I got to go do a real feed. But this is amazing energy to be tuning in. You should feel your abilities should be most on point right now when we have these lunar energies and we have solar energies merging with them, right? It's an important time. We're getting flooded with lots of galactic Sirian energy as well. We have these, cosmic energies coming in. So it's an important time that you guys should be feeling that your intuition's on point. And that you guys are responsible for whatever you're creating right now. This is about stepping into empowerment. The victim program is getting old, not just for me, where people come to me and they come tell me, their sad stories and victim programming and why they can't do this. And it's getting old for me just as it is the universe. Those that are staying in this victim programming are going to have a very hard time because this path is meant to lead us to our own empowerment. And there's kind of this struggle dynamic occurring. So choose your soul. Your ego is the one struggling. Let go. Surrender to this energy.